the closest to reality, the highest probability NBAer to come to Europe is Svy Mykhailiuk, who is in negotiations with Panathinaikos. His priority is the NBA. He's waiting for the NBA offers, and he asked more time. He's keeping his options open over there. But probably if he's coming to Europe, the team at the pole position to sign him, at least in the last few days, was Panathinaikos. What would you think about this connection? Would you see it as a last perfect piece in this whole new Panathinaikos puzzle?
Absolutely loving the fit here for Panathinaikos. I think with Papapetru no longer being a viable option for the starting lineup, if you are serious about contending for the title, he's great off the bench, but you need someone in front of him to start. Mykhailiuk would be a great pickup here. You have Lesort, you have all those guards, creating. So first of all, you need a shooter here, and check mark here. He's a great shooter. He can just spot up, he can do even more than that, but then it might come as a surprise because he doesn't play much, but he's also a great playmaking wing. And I checked the stats. He didn't play much in the NBA, but in the possessions he had, he was better than 99% of all NBA players in the pick and roll. 1.28 points per possession. So that's amazing number, better than anyone in the league. Of course, only 35 possessions, so that's not a lot. That's a very small sample size. The more pick and rolls you play, the less points per possession you get. But he could have that Kruno Simon role, I think, if we are looking for references with the old championship winning FS teams. He was they had Micic, they had Larkin, and they have Kruno Simon, who was often not only shooting, but he was creating off the dribble. So Svy could do exactly the same. And then just imagine the starting lineup, Lucas Vildoza, Mykhailiuk, Juancho, and Matthias Lesort. That sounds amazing to me. That sounds championship material on paper, obviously. So I'm absolutely loving the fit here. I don't know about you guys.
And by the way, you mentioned this comparison thing, and you mentioned Kruno Simon. Don't you think that in some ways Mykhailiuk also reminds Vasilij Micic and the skill set and things that he can bring to the court? Because I think that different from Kruno, I think that Mykhailiuk loves to play with the ball more than Simon. I don't think that it was so necessary for Simon to have the ball in his hands so much like Mykhailiuk. Because Mykhailiuk, I think in Europe, he's a perfect playmaker. And I believe that he will want to have, higher usage than maybe Kruno Simon did in FS.
I think so. I think, you're right. I mean, I imagine him, we saw what he can do in the international tournaments with his country. He can be the number one option. And,
he's not a real point guard, but he basically plays like a point guard.
Yeah. So it's not like I talked about the shooting first, but I think he's going to be much more than that, and one of the most important, if not the most important player in that roster if he signs with them.
I'll have more when he signs.